So now we come to the area of the course which I've titled Advanced Graphics, but I want to start this section with a little bit of a preface, and that is a slight discussion with regards to plugins and the use of them. Now, on the surface, it may seem that plugins is a way of cheating, but it's a tool. It's a tool that you're using to be able to achieve what you want to. Similarly to maybe someone who's putting up a shelf and say they want to make sure that it's absolutely level. If you imagine that a shelf, you'd be measuring from the bottom, from the floor up to one point and then the same point further along and making sure that that's level. The easy way to do that would be to use a spirit level. It's exactly what we're doing in here. The amount of things that you could do manually in here to achieve the effects that a plugin can achieve is easy. It's there. You can do it. However, it's not easy. I just said it's easy, but it's not. It's time consuming. And the one thing that you will learn very quickly in this industry is the time versus money whole paradigm. And that is, more often than not, as an editor, you charge for an edit rate. Now that edit rate might be when the video is done, or it might be per day. Either way, if you can get your edit done quicker, you're effectively getting paid more per hour. Similarly, on the other end, if you're getting paid that way and an edit takes you so much longer, you're effectively out of pocket, or you're working for less money because it takes you more time to do it. Following that idea, if you get things done quicker, not only are you getting paid more for the work that you're doing, but you're also effectively earning more a second way because you're able to take on more work, or then you're able to start the next job earlier. So plugins can really help with that. And in advanced graphics, it's highly advisable. The two main plugins that we're going to be looking at in this section are from a company called Mr. Horse that make Premiere Composer, and also Motion Array. And the way in which these two plugins can really help you is that they can do most of the heavy lifting for you, so you can stay within the creative process. You can literally select what you need, drag it in and move on, get that effect in. There are some elements in even the starter pack in the text presets to do something like this. Let me tilde this on. I don't want to spend too much time in this because we are going to be deep diving into this, but that one's just caught my eye. To do this with text, you effectively can't do this in Premiere Pro. So you'd have to learn how to do it in After Effects first, and then that's a whole other different program. And it would take, to learn it first would take hours. To then implement it once you know it would take at least, well, it would take a while. So being able to just drag something like that in here, edit it to the text that you want and move on, saves you hours. And I mean, we are talking hours to get the same effect. And that's where plugins can really help you in that, not just the finessing part of an edit, but even right at the beginning when you start. And if you shoot as well, if you film all the footage, you can have a number of these effects in mind while you're shooting. So you know the kind of effects you're going to apply at a certain point in the edit. So we're going to be using Premiere Composer from Mr. Horse as an example. We're also going to be using Motion Array. Now Motion Array, we looked at them a little while back on their website, and these are pretty new for having a plugin within Premiere Pro. And this just makes it so much easier because you can search on all the different things here. We're going to really look into this as well. But you can search what you need and download it within here without having to go anywhere else. And the minute that you've downloaded it, it's licensed for you to use. This is all stock video, but there's stock images, there's royalty-free music, there's graphics, there's everything. We're gonna really deep dive into this one as well because this is pretty new to me and I absolutely love it. And I've already used it a handful of times, of which I'll show you. But yeah. So that's a quick explanation with regards to plugins and why you would use them. I hope that makes sense. I hope I've made it clear just really how important being able to use plugins and being able to incorporate them into your workflow is, because they can really stand you apart, not only with the ability of what you're able to achieve in your edits, but also the speed in which you're able to finish your edits and turn around. And a client that's kept waiting less is not only going to be happier, but also much more likely to come back to you.